Traffic was not that much.
No, no, I could come fast. I have always come from upper middle class family, so a lot of eating and a lot of caring and pampering was the childhood history. I have been foodie. I have been like making sure that I eat all the junk food, whichever is available. And I am a vegetarian, but although in being vegetarian, there are a lot of junk food available in the eateries, and I have been eating that. And I think that's one of the biggest reason that I could put in. I started putting on weight from the age of 13. I was like around 90 kgs at the age of 13, and that's how the obesity really have started. And today, like I am around 145 kgs. I always had a problem because in my school people used to laugh at me, they used to make fun of me, they used to say all sort of adjectives which any obese person could hear. And when I got to colleges, I never had any type of the group which they could accept me because I was obese. So they somehow didn't want me to be there with them. They thought that I'm not going to be that active guy. So those things have been really putting me in backside of the society, and that's one of the biggest problem in, at least in India, when it's a social country and we ought to be with our friends. We don't have, and that's really a problem for me.
Of course, then comes like any addiction, and then there comes the loathing, because of course you loathe what you look like. The fact that you can't walk down the street without being looked upon and skittered by kids, and you get all 10 bellies when Gaza was around and his mate was 10 bellies, so of course you get 10 bellies as well. Today I went with somebody I work with to have some basic health checks done. So he had his blood pressure done, his height, his weight, his pulse, and basically the nurse, a staff nurse, afterwards used the computer and worked out his BMI, which was 35.9. He's 5'11", and he's 18.3 his weight. And yes, I was standing there, and yes, the nurse was there, and so was this guy. And she more or less triumphantly said, "You're obese and we're all obese in here, aren't we?" And just laughed it off like that. And when you've got health professionals actually being so flippant and throwaway with it to a guy who's got health problems, and I was there, and that's when you've got a problem, when it becomes, well, it's accepted. It's just, that's how the society is.
As a teenager, that was quite hard because I wasn't horrendously obese, but I was overweight, and when you're that age, it does make a big difference to your self-esteem. And there were a few other girls in my year who were of a similar build, shall we say. We just used to bounce from one diet to another. All kinds of crazy things, like eating celery will make you thin because it burns more calories than you actually get from eating it, and daft things like that. It was hard because everywhere we looked, we just saw skinny models in magazines, on billboards, in films, TV. Everywhere you look, there's just this image of beauty, which equals thin. If you're not thin, you can't be beautiful. It does take a toll on the adolescent mind. The fashion industry and all the celebrity magazines and everything, they've been doing the smear campaign against the overweight for years. It predates Photoshop. A lot of people don't realise that, but there were techniques years ago to help people shed a few pounds, cover up those unsightly blemishes, and Photoshop's just made it easier. It's a false image. It's unattainable for most people. If you haven't got the genes that allow you to look like a stick, then you're never going to look like a stick without seriously damaging your health, because that can be just as harmful as being overweight. There's a view that if you're obese, it's because of some kind of moral weakness, a personality flaw. You must be lazy, you must be greedy, there must be some reason why you're fat. Which is another thing that makes people unhappy with themselves, because they're getting told that there's something wrong with them for being fat. And it's not the case. There's so many different factors in play, and everyone's circumstances are individual.